both the wings popped off, and I'm
You're breaking my heart.
So just ease this off, and if I see here where previously I had to repair the hinges, here there should be also a little clip. I checked inside the wings, they're not in there, nothing's rattling, so I'm kind of hoping it's going to be okay. No! Hopefully we can just sort of poke that in there, and that's going to make a contact. We can now pick it up like this.
You sorry bunch of hippies! Hello there.
Now, as you can see, my TIE fighter seems to be in pieces. This is because as soon as I put Darth Vader inside it, both the wings popped off, and I believe that the clips have broken inside. Now, whether this is the universe telling me, no, Simon, you will not have a complete display with Darth Vader in it, or whether it was just the TIE fighter saying, no, I don't want to live if Darth Vader's inside me.
You're breaking my heart.
So what we're going to do here is I'm going to strip it down. I've already repaired this once. When I bought it, the clips had broken inside. I'm not going to film me taking it to pieces because the camera will be in the way and it's kind of irritating to do the job. What I will do is try and film bits in between so that you can see exactly what I'm doing or what I've done. Okay, I have removed the screws. It's fairly easy to do. There are 8 screws. So it's not a massive vehicle and it's not very technical. So just ease this off, and if I remember rightly, oh, there goes a spring. Oh, that was easy to remove one spring. Now, this is a tricky bit, is that the cables for the electronics, well, they're all they're all soldered in the top there, and they're connected to the motor, and you can't disconnect them from the motor, but you can disconnect them from the battery tray. The battery tray is actually looking a little bit more corroded. This whole thing, when I got it, there was 2 batteries in it that I think had been in it since the 1980s and had leaked everywhere. So I did have to do a massive cleanup job in there. A little bit of vinegar always seems to sort the contacts out, but in the meantime they have corroded up again. I also know that the motor is jammed and does not run for whatever reason. It's probably also corroded inside. So what we shall do is, I think I'll just cut that tie wrap off. I think that's how I repaired it last time, is that I put a tie wrap around it. So next thing to do is get some cutters. Now, as you can see, I have it disassembled into parts. Snip through the tie wrap. It's just a tie wrap. They're quite easy to get. So we're going to replace that. So now this half is completely independent. I might, if I get time, try and put a battery across and see if I can get the motor to turn, but I'm not very hopeful because I've tried it before and it never worked. The screen just comes out the front. So I've taken that out. Darth Vader's cockpit stool, that just comes out. So that's out of the way, so it's not flapping around. And then when we look here, you can see this is how the wings are held on. I have taken the spring out of this one. But basically this is a little tube. It's just a plastic tube. The spring is just held in there by the bodywork of the actual vehicle. So yeah, that can come out as well now. The problem is all the plastic is quite brittle. So you see, this is the lever, and it just pivots like this. You can also see here where previously I had to repair the hinges, the bits that actually hold it in. They were also broken off because they come under enormous pressure when and the spring is pushing it back this way, that way, and it's constantly holding it like that, then there's constant pressure on these bits. So I think one of them was already broken. I've done it on both sides. One or two of them were broken, and I just reinforced them with some glue, and these little bits that I used were just leftover bits of a sprue from a model that I was building at the time. And I'd used the same bits here. Well, let's just take the thing out. Here, there should be also a little clip that holds onto the wing to stop the wing flying off. And obviously, that's the part that is broken this time, and it was the part that was broken last time. And unfortunately, I can't find the bits that have broken off. I had to make them myself. I checked inside the wings; they're not in there. Nothing's rattling. So that's kind of annoying. That I'm going to have to somehow find some plastic and make new clips. But it shouldn't be too difficult, so long as I can find a bit of plastic to do it with. So let's see what I can find. Well, I've had a little bit of luck, and I found this original clip that I made. Luckily it was in the carpet, and luckily I have not hoovered since the incident. So at least I have one. I have no idea where the other one is. I can't find it anywhere. It might have gone underneath the display cabinet, but I can't get under there to find out. So now that I have one, and I have found some spare sprue, I can try and make another one exactly the same as this. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so it's not easy to do, but it is doable. And I've managed to get a clip glued to the old mechanism. What I used was this Tamiya extra thin cement quick setting, which I actually use for model making. It's very handy, and I've completely smothered this thing in the glue, but hey, that's what I did last time, and it still broke again. And then with the use of these tweezers, and they hold themselves closed, very, very helpful. It's like a miniature clamp. I also use these for putting stickers on and that kind of stuff. So there's a top tip: get yourself a set of those and you can repair almost anything. Yes, so I have repaired this one. I have also repaired, and this one, this is with the new bit on it, so I'm kind of hoping it's going to be okay. It's a bit of sort of playing around. I also have a miniature modeling file which I've used just to get the angle there on the on those clips. Now a little word of caution: make sure you get, when you're repairing them, you put your new clips the right way up, because I put them this way up, and then I kept testing it, and it worked fine. But then when you put it together, you see then the wings can go the other way around, which is the right way around. And then the clips need to be like this. And if you have them like this, they obviously don't grip anything. So there you go. I'm a silly Billy, aren't I? So there you go. You can kind of see how it's going to clip down now. And if we get a wing, and the correct wing, so we can see this is not the correct wing for this side. We need the port side wing, which is this one. Now, if we sort of push that down like that, can I do this without smashing into the camera and dropping everything? We shall see. So this would slide in like this. Can we see that? Oh, we're still in focus. Focus. There we go. So this will slide in like this. The clip drops down and holds it in place like that. Now, obviously, the spring would be in there and constantly applying pressure to the wing, which obviously is then constantly applying pressure to this. And over time, it's obviously going to snap. It's a bit of a design fault. I was thinking about drilling a hole here and wrapping some wire around it, maybe to make it stronger. But then I don't know how much clearance I've got to go around the thing. I also thought I could maybe just drill a tiny hole in here and tap it out and put a very small M2 bolt in there, or a very, very small screw, just to keep it in place. But I think you would end up just destroying this bit here and making things a whole lot worse. So really, for this whole thing from here needs completely rebuilding from metal or something so that it doesn't break off here. But then you'd have a weak point here and obviously here. So yeah, it's a difficult design, eh? It's a difficult design. Now let's see if we can put it all back together. Okay, before we put everything back together, let's see how we're getting on with the motor. Now got myself a little battery pack here. Obviously, try not to let the red and the black wires touch each other, otherwise you'll short the batteries out. It shouldn't explode, but they would get rather warm, and I don't recommend it. Hopefully we can just sort of poke that in there, and that's going to make a contact. The cables are very stiff, so they don't cooperate very well. And this is very difficult to do with the camera. So you should see the red light should come on when I make contact here. There we go. That red light works, so we know that we have contact. So if I just squidge that in there, so it's making contact. No need to worry about being electrocuted because luckily it's only 3 volts. But the motor is not turning at all. No matter what I do to it, it's not freeing up, it's not making any contact. So I think the contacts inside are completely corroded and knackered. Sometimes if you spin them like this, you can sort of cleans up where the brushes meet the motor inside, but it ain't doing nothing. So I'm going to call that a dead one. Right, now let's get everything back together. And here it is, repaired. We can now pick it up like this, and the wings do not fall off. Let's try and put it back in the center there. I have removed the springs, so all that tension is gone. It was a bit of a fear of mine that the clips would eventually foul and both wings would fly off and destroy something else in my collection. So I'm kind of happy with that now. I don't think I'll be displaying it on the stand. Well, when I say stand, drinking glass, because when you're displaying it held from here, gravity is now pushing everything that way, and again it's putting tension on those clips. One little thing I will say is, if you have a toy or something that is broken at home and you're scared to try and fix it, it's already broken. You can't make it any worse. So don't be scared to just dive in and have a go. Unless it's something electrical, do not play with electrics, people. But with these toys, they're so easy to take to pieces with just a few little screws. You should also always remember that if you're a bit stuck and you don't know how to get something to pieces, someone put that together. So if someone put it together, you can take it to pieces. And always try and remember how to put it back together again. That's obviously a help. Right, okay, I've just fired a spring across the room, so it's time to leave you all. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and if you're interested in seeing my original repair video that I did, It is a bit basic. It was one of my first ever videos. Here's a handy little link to it. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you on the next one.
She's lost the will to live.
She's lost the will to live? What is your degree in? Poetry? You sorry bunch of hippies?